Hello friends, welcome to Dreamweaver Crocheting with Love. In today's tutorial, I am going to teach you how to crochet this cluster V-stitch pattern. Now as the name suggests, in this pattern, we will be working V-stitches using double crochet clusters with 3 different color variations. It's very easy and quick to do, so let's see how this is worked out. The materials that we need in order to crochet this pattern stitch are a 3.5 mm crochet hook, 3 different color 4-ply cotton yarn and scissors. So let's begin. Now this stitch pattern is a multiple of 3 plus 2 chains. So for this sample, I'll be working 26 chains. Here I've done the slip knot. Now work 26 chains. Now skip the first 3 chains from the hook and into the 4th chain work 1 double crochet. The first 3 chains which I skipped makes the first double crochet and this is the second one. Now going into each of the chains work 1 double crochet. So just continue with the sequence till the end of the round. So for the first round, including the 3 chains which I skipped initially, I have worked 24 double crochets. Now for the second round, we'll be working our pattern stitch, work 3 chains and these 3 chains will be considered as the first double crochet. Skip the first 2 stitches and going into the 3rd stitch, we'll be working a cluster V stitch. So first we'll be making a double crochet cluster consisting of 2 double crochets. For that, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through first 2 loops. Again yarn over, insert your hook, pull through first 2 loops. Now I am having 3 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through all the 3 loops. So here I have worked a double crochet cluster consisting of 2 double crochets. Now work 1 chain and going back into the same stitch work the next double crochet cluster. Yarn over, pull through first 2 loops. Again yarn over, insert your hook, pull through first 2 loops. I am having 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all the 3 loops. So in this way I have worked a cluster V stitch. Now skip the next 2 stitches and going into the 3rd stitch we will be repeating the sequence. That is, we will be making the next cluster V stitch. So just continue with this pattern sequence till you are left with the last 3 stitches. So here I have almost come to the end of the second round by working cluster V stitches, and in between the cluster V stitch I have skipped 2 stitches. Now I am left with the last 3 stitches. Skip 2 stitches and into the last stitch work 1 double crochet. And cut this yarn. Since the next round I will be using another color yarn. Into the last stitch join this yarn and work 3 chains. Now these 3 chains will make the first double crochet and turn your work. Now in this round we will be working cluster V stitch into each of the chain 1 spaces which we have worked in the previous round. So going into the first chain 1 space, work 1 cluster followed by one chain and one more cluster. So I worked the first cluster V-stitch of this round. Now going into the next chain 1 space, we'll be repeating the sequence. That is one cluster stitch, followed by one chain and one more cluster, all into the chain 1 space. So the sequence of this round is to work a cluster V-stitch into each of the chain 1 spaces done in the previous round. So just continue with the sequence till you're done with the last cluster V-stitch. So here I come towards the end of the third round by working cluster V-stitches into each of the chain 1 spaces, and in order to end this round I'll be working a double crochet on top of the third chain. And now I shall cut this yarn, since the next round I'll be working with another color yarn. Join this yarn into the last double crochet worked and work 3 chains. These 3 chains will make the first double crochet of the fourth round. Turn your work and again the sequence repeats as we had done in the third round, that is going into each of the chain 1 spaces. We will be working a cluster V-stitch. So in order to summarize, from here on this pattern sequence is a repeat of round 3. That is, after completion of every round, you just cut the yarn and join the new color yarn and work 3 chains. Then going into each of the chain 1 spaces, you will be working a cluster V-stitch, and every round ends with a double crochet. So I'll just repeat the round 3 for 3 more times and get back. So this is how our pattern looks after working few more rows. Here you can see as you work through more number of rows with different color variations, the pattern stitch becomes more prominent. So for the sample pattern, I have used 3 different colors. Now you can also go for 4 to 5 different color variations to create beautiful patterns. You can use this pattern stitch for making baby blankets, shawls, cardigans, purses, handbags and many more. So that's all for today's tutorial. I hope you found it really very useful. In case of any queries, please let me know through comments. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.